to Read. This is a website that I just discovered today, and it's all about helping people that really need to learn how to read, especially children found in Africa and other places too. So this website, it's roomtoread.org. I think I really need to learn how to read, because I read it wrong. Because I said room to wear. I really meant to say room to wear. No, room to read. Okay, room to read. Okay. So it says room to read, and I think it's copyrighted, and it says world change starts with educated children. So you can donate here, and you can get involved in. There's programs, and there's more information about us, about them. And you can see a picture of some African children, and they're having a good time. And it says, data-driven decision making. Tracking our progress and monitoring each project has always been part of our DNA. We focus on data that matters, and we listen to what those numbers tell us to improve our programs. And then there's research, monitoring, and evaluation. And I could probably tell you more, but this is my first time. This is my first time coming here. Right now it's 8:22 p.m. Sunday, the 20th of July, the 7th month of 2014. And I'm Joey Arnold. And this is my email address. joeyarnoldvn@gmail.com. And my laptop has holes in the screen, and my brain probably has holes in itself. Because some people say that I have problems, but you know that humans are not perfect, and we always have to help each other out, and that's what I try to do. And I got a lot of emails, and I try to organize my emails through this. You see, active is all about the things that I'm doing, like the work that I do teaching English in Vietnam. And I try to keep some different folders here, and my different students, different customers, because I teach English at cafes and houses and parks and different places in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. That's in Southeast Asia. I'm Joey Arnold, and so in this, it's really hard to organize things, and I get so many different emails all the time. And so the first one is 00 active. Second one is 01 where, like the different places where I'm gonna teach English. And so different locations in Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, Vietnam. There's District 4. And currently I live in District 4. I started living in District 4 in June and July 2014. There's the Thu Duc District, and there's the Gavap District, and there's a student, Brock, there's a Tam Binh District, and there's different people that I know, like Dai Trinh and Tien Bam. There's District 4 and District 7, and the Tung Vu District, a student or a person named Sherry. There's people I know from online at a place called Photo, which is like a place outside of Ho Chi Minh City by some hours away. And then there's also 02 when, like it'll have the different days of the week to help me organize. This is the 7 days of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I say Saturday is the last day. And then there's also who. Who is the last one? Number 3? Who. And I have different names for who. And so I try to find different ways to remember things, how to organize things. I think it's very important. And trying to eat my oatmeal. I thought it was kind of expensive to buy. This is oatmeal. Yep. This is Vietnamese. I don't know how to say it exactly, but it's like Yum oatmeal, and it's good for you. It's like rice. It's better than rice. Right now I just have some sugar in it. I like to put sugar in my oatmeal, and I get the hot water from here, And maybe I should make another video about how to make oatmeal. Here's a remote. I stay here in this room. This is Mr. Ribs Barbecue, a restaurant that's going to open soon. This is a TV. This is the room. Nobody's here. I'm sleeping down here. I had some 7-Up. I think I spent too much money because I spent about $10 today. And maybe that's too much. And this is my face. In case you want to see me, this is what I look like. I was just like looking at my life and trying to reevaluate my life, because sometimes we got to do that in life sometimes, and we got to try to figure out, who are we, who were we, and like where are we going, kind of thing. Like maybe I should cut my beard so that I'm more clean. You want a clean shave, and because then you look more professional, and then people can trust you more. And now you think, oh, maybe you're naked. I'm not naked right now. I'm wearing some shorts. Oh no, you're showing me too much. That's too much information. But it's important to try to organize yourself and try to be clear in the head, because if you don't, then people might look at you funny, and they might see you in the wrong light, and then they'll think that you're crazy in the head, and that happens to people all the time, especially when the wrong thing gets like released to the public, or something bad happens, like, there's like a video that you don't want people to see, or there's like information that you don't want other people to see, and if they see it, then they'll like, they'll dump you, they'll unfriend you, they'll block you, they'll run away, they'll put a restraining order on you or something like that, and then it gets really, really sad like that, and then you're like, oh man, oh, you're misunderstanding me, and these things happen all the time, and it's really sad, but it's life, and we have to deal with it. And on one hand, we don't want people to assume bad things about us when they see the wrong thing about us, and we're like, no, you got it wrong. But on the other hand, we shouldn't let people get into that situation. On the other hand, I hope you understand. And some people might, if I'm talking too fast, but I really want to get my emotions out, my feelings out as fast as I can, and so I try to talk as fast and as natural as possible, because I feel like the battery on this camcorder is not really good. I got this camcorder in America about 2 or 3 years ago, I think in 2011 or 2012, before I went to Vietnam in 2012, and I got this camcorder for almost $200 at a Walmart near my house in Forest Grove, Oregon, USA, and now I feel like it's kind of falling apart and the battery's not so good. So if I talk faster, then maybe I'll have more time to talk about other things before the battery runs out, and then I run out of power, and then I have a hard time recharging the battery, and I'm trying to restart the power, the battery. I want to restart the battery from the wall, but then I go to the store and I try to buy something to recharge it, but then it doesn't really work, and it doesn't charge it. There's supposed to be a green blinking light at the end, at the back of the camcorder. There's supposed to be a green light, but then I don't see the green light, and when I plug it into the wall with an adapter that I buy at the store, and some people help me, because I go to a computer store and I try to buy something, and they try to help me, and they test it for me. They open it up out of the package, and they try to test it, and they try to make it work, and then they said to me, oh, maybe it'll work for me. Maybe I can just go home and try it a couple times. And so I did, and I bought it, and then I tried it last week on a Thursday, and then or Wednesday, and it didn't work, and then I had to return, and I'm like, God, I just felt like I'm not cursing, I'm not really, really angry, or maybe just a little. Some people think I'm really angry sometimes, and I get kind of sad about that. But I was just a little angry, but I felt like, I wasted my time, and then so I try to talk fast because of all these things that comes at me, because we have problems like time, or for me, I don't have a lot of time on this earth, or I don't know, we don't really know about life, about how much time we may have, or money, or the resources, or the people, and so we really gotta pray to God, pray to the Creator and Savior of our lives and everything, and we gotta ask Him to help us, and we gotta really be mindful and have the right character and attitude. Attitude. You have to have the right altitude, the right eternal principles, the right eternal perspective that's built on the right kind of, morality and mentality of the things that's going to last forever. God's going to last forever, and the people that follow Him are going to last forever, and the people that don't, they're gonna last forever too, but not with him, basically. And it's really important to be aligned with the right things in life, and to look good before that happens, because we want to try to help people, and we want to show people the love of Christ with other people, and we want to try to share the love of Christ, the blessings that come from God, because He knows best and He has the things that we need, and so we want to really share. And education is important too, and that's what I was talking about in the beginning of this video. But then I started, rambling about other things about myself that I do a lot of times in other videos, and so a lot of times I may just totally what do you call it, burn my bridges, so to speak, because if I tend to say the wrong things, or I say things the wrong way, or if I look too dirty or something, I look too crazy, and then people will stop listening to me, and then that's not going to be really good, and then people are not really going to trust me, and that's a bad thing. And so maybe you might be one of those people that may look at me and you may get me wrong, and then you may never look at me again, and every time you hear my name, you'll be like, oh, Joey Arnold, and you roll your eyes and you move on and you don't think about me. And people tend to do that, and for me, I could be really sad about that, and be like, oh man, I hate it when people misunderstand me, and they didn't understand me, and they're, oh, well, why do you think I'm crazy? And then they'll say to me, I think you're crazy because of that, because you're angry, because we think you're crazy, and yeah, you're like Smeagol and Gollum from the Lord of the Rings. You have like two personalities, and you're like bipolar, and like Ditrin always says, oh man, you got autism, you got Amanda's autism, you're totally crazy in the membrane, insane in the brain kind of thing, and I can let that ruin me and destroy me, but then again, celebrities get this all the time, and certain people, and even, Jesus Christ, and, Christians, they get that. We get persecuted, and we get burned at a stake, like, Wishes in the 1690s or so. Certain people get killed, they get tortured because, they're Christian, or they're black, and the KKK go after them or something like that, and it becomes kind of, devastating when we're misunderstood, when there's a lack of communication, and it's really, really sad, and I wish that people could be more understanding, and that's why education is so important. So you just saw my face, and that's what I look like, and I'm Joey Arnold, and there's other people you can see. This is my email address, and I have all these emails, and I try to organize things, and I have a Facebook, and I try to organize things there too, but I know so many people there, and I just try to help people, and I've wanted to travel the world since I was 8 years old back in 1993, and I always try my best to try to help people, and I've had a lot of good friends in my life, and I still do, I think, but sometimes I don't get in contact with people all of the time, especially people that I've met in America, and I met people in my hometown in Forest Grove and different places in Oregon, and then I went off to do different things, like I went to college. But first, I grew up, and I was homeschooled, and I went to the public high school, the Forest Grove High School, home of the Vikings, and I was involved in a homeschooling club, and in Awanas and Word of Life Olympians, and there were other programs probably, and lots of different people that I met, like Bill and Janet Bailey, and lots of amazing people, and I'm really, really happy for all the different things, for all the different people in my life, and I'm really thankful. So I want to say thank you if you had any impact in my life. I want to say thank you to God, and to my mother, and to all the different people that I met. And a lot of times people say that I'm not thankful, and I'm really not really, but sort of sad and angry that they think I'm like that. And if I continue to say this in this kind of way, then maybe you'll think that I'm gay or something like that. Homosexual, not that there's anything wrong with it, as that one guy always said, Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld. But that's just a joke that I like to say, because I always heard him say it on his show. And anyways, I'm just saying, I grew up, and I had a lot of different things affect me and help me, and a lot of things that made me into a better person, and I've wanted to travel and help people since I was 8 in 1993. I was born in 1985, February 11, on a Monday, about 6 a.m. in the morning, or maybe 7 or something. And it was really, really interesting, all the people that you meet, and I try to write it down. I try to write down my life, and I try to write down about like the different dreams that I have, when I'm sleeping, and also dreams and like goals of things, the things that I want to do. These are different like pages and groups that I have, and I've been active in Vietnam since 2012. I came to Vietnam to help people and teach them English, and not just like charity, like help people for free, because I need money too, and money is always good to have. And so I continue to try to do whatever I can, and I try to sing, and I have all these hobbies, and so people wonder, why am I still single? I'm single because I'm busy, maybe, and maybe also because people don't like me, or because I didn't find the right person. And you see all these beautiful girls, and there's oh, Lucia, oh, you're so beautiful, but maybe it's not the right time, because I really need to ask Christ, about how do I know who to marry, kind of thing. But you need somebody who is like going the right direction, and first you really need to be going the right direction in your life, and focus on your destiny, on your calling in your life, and focus on that, and do it alone, and be willing to do it alone. But if you find somebody who's going the same direction, and then you really need to ask them, hey, do you want to hold my hand and go that direction? And then that would be really good, if they can hold your hand, and they can help you in your destiny and your fate of where you're going. in where you're going, that's really good. Instead of like sitting around and not doing anything, and thinking, oh man, I'm gonna sit here and do nothing like a couch potato until I find my girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, lover, soulmate, kind of thing. And it shouldn't really be that way. And because that's what we do too often in society, in the world, in world history. When you study about sociology and psychology and anthropology and theology, like I did, which I did in college, and in about 4 different colleges that I went to, mostly the first 2 colleges. When you study people, and I studied people in college and my whole life, and I still do, like, you understand that more about the mistakes that people make, and it's kind of sad, but it's like, it's just sad when we waste time on like dating, and we're like, we look on Facebook, and we're like, oh, people you may know. Oh, you see a beautiful girl, like, oh, look, oh, wow, you're so beautiful. Oh, Deb, you're so beautiful. And you're like, oh, man, look at the wind is blowing, and life is so short, and we should, live like there is no tomorrow. Bye, bye, Miss American, bye. Maybe later, maybe sometime later, but now you're just a small fry. But we got to really be focused on the right things in our life, and we got to be focused on the right gifts and talents that we got, and we got to make the best with what we got, and we shouldn't complain to be too negative, and too often we are. And we look at the bad things, we look at the dirty things, and we complain, and we yell, and we get angry, like, oh man, you're too dirty, you're too smelly, oh look, oh, this is too bad, and oh man, why can't I ever get something that works, or why can't I ever be in love with somebody who loves me back, or, we have all these things that we hate, or we don't like, oh, why is my computer so slow, oh, why does it have holes in it, oh, why don't people trust me, or why don't, why aren't they always truthful? Why do people lie? Or all these different things that I may have a problem with is something that I need to give up, and I need to be more focused on the grace and the mercy that comes from God Himself, and I need to do that myself, and too often I don't do it, and then I should, and I'm sorry that I'm still human, and that's why I need to ask Christ to help me. And so if you haven't done it already, you should really say to God, I'm not perfect, I'm a sinner, please take away my sins. Because you did on the cross 2,000 years ago when you became a man as Jesus Christ. You're God the Father, you're the Creator, but you came to earth and you died on the cross and you took away my sins, and now I believe in that, and I'm going to ask you to to heal me and to save me and to take me away from that so I don't have to go to hell and die and burn in fire forever and those kinds of things. And thank you that you could do it, and please help me to become a better person and to save me because I can't go to heaven by being a good person like what some religions may say, like Buddhism and Islam and even the Mormons and all these different people. Like, you know, they try to be a good person, but you can't really be a good person to get into heaven and get into the afterlife or get into nirvana or whatever you want to go into. Or just rot in the ground because you think there is no afterlife because you don't believe in supernatural things because it's not built on scientifical things. Regardless of that, the facts are still the facts, and you will continue to go on forever, and it's very important to remember those things. And I have a lot of hobbies, and I think the hobbies are very important. And that's why I tend to be, you know, single, FA, forever alone, because, you know, first of all, I'm like an English teacher, and I'm like always teasing people, like, you know, like, for example, this girl might come to me and be like, oh, hey, you want to teach me English because I'm really bad at English, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to help you a little, and then I can spend all day just like teaching English to people at schools and centers and houses and parks and cafes and restaurants and just on the internet and on Skype and email and Facebook and wherever you may go and wherever I might go. And then I have different hobbies, like I like to write and sing and dance and make videos and maybe do some, you know, web design and maybe try to be a comedian, and I could try to make people laugh a little. But, you know, that isn't like something that I can always do. I can't just like turn it on and off, you know, because sometimes people are gonna laugh and sometimes they're not gonna laugh, and so you can't really predict it, kind of thing. It's just something you don't know what's gonna happen. And I can also do some other things like maybe carpentry and maybe a little bit of welding and, you know, art. I like art, and I can play guitar and piano and all these different things like that. And I can ride a bicycle, and I like to play basketball and video games and Risk and Apples to Apples and all these different things that I tend to tell people in every video, so you can be like, oh man, this is so boring. It's like air conditioning. It's like rain. It's like the sun. It's like gravity. Like, you know that when you go outside, gravity is going to pull you down. And you know when you watch the Joey Arnold video that he's just going to say the same old shit that he always talks about. Oh no, did you just say a bad word? I'm sorry, I usually don't say bad words, but for this situation I decided to. But anyways, I apologize for all the families out there and stuff, and take care, and go to this website. Maybe if you're still thinking about it, but you're probably not. I don't know. But yeah, Room to Read. RoomToRead.com. I can show you the world. Shiny, Cymberline, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming.